Our first guest tonight is an Academy Award-nominated actress, Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter, and one of the best-selling musical artists of all time. She's currently starring in Wicked for Good, which is in theaters and IMAX now, and she'll be returning to host SNL for the third time this Saturday with musical guest Cher. Please welcome to the show the one, the only, Ariana Grande, everybody. Thank you for dressing exactly the way I would want you to dress.
Well, I just wanted to be comfortable.
Yes, you got to be comfortable.
I just wanted to be comfortable.
You look the most comfortable in that dress that I think anybody could look. So I want to make that clear as well.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. First time. I'm thrilled to have you.
I know, me too.
And the holiday season, no less. This is very exciting
Yes.
because you're hosting the Christmas episode of SNL. This is always a very special episode.
Oh, it's so inspiring to be doing it this time of year.
And do you feel like the writers and cast have been inspired by the Christmas spirit at this point? You probably know what some of the sketches are.
Without giving anything away, there's definitely a little bit of holiday cheer sprinkled throughout. But yeah, it feels like coming home. I love being in this building. I love being at SNL. And
this is your third time hosting.
Yep.
You've done music as well. You've done double duty once.
I've done double duty once, yes.
What's the most stressful of all of it?
I think when you become really attached to a sketch that doesn't make it.
Yeah.
That's really tough. Oh my God.
It's not a person. They don't like put the sketch down.
But no, it really is. I mean, obviously, you know, you were
Yeah.
there for 15 years?
Yeah,
How
like
long?
12. Yeah, but
I'm a
they said
huge
I did
fan.
15 years worth of work. In my
Yes. But yeah, you become very excited about these things and very attached, and you become close with the writers and the cast. And when one of them doesn't make it, you can never like reference it because no one ever knows about it except you guys. And
Yeah.
That's really mournful. It's hard.
But you did a great service to one of these forgotten sketches. You were on Amy Poehler's podcast, and you talked about a sketch that you did with Taran Killam that got
yes.
cut.
Yes.
I did not realize was on YouTube. I've watched the episodes when you've hosted, but I
God.
hadn't watched. And you said it was your dad's favorite sketch.
It still, I think, might be.
And you said Taran was here, and he said, like, you know, Ariana told me he watches it a couple times a week, and I have since watched it, and now I watch it a couple times a week.
It's very niche. It's very specific.
It's very. The best thing about it is you're the host, and the sketch is just Taran singing by himself for like 4 minutes.
It is.
It's a great use of your talents.
I was honored to be there.
Yes. What about Christmas in general? Are you somebody who gets ahead of it? I mean, you're so busy. Do you manage to actually like buy gifts?
Well, yes, I tried to get as much of it done as I could before this week because SNL is pretty full
Yep.
out. But I've been managing to wrap some of the gifts in the morning before I leave for SNL. And then when I get home, I'm usually too tired. But
Be honest, are you decent at wrapping a gift? Does it look like well done?
I think it looks well-intentioned.
I think that's the most important.
I do too. I think it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
And I do feel guilty about the amount of tape used.
Yeah.
That's gotta be bad, but I make up for it in other ways, you know. Plant-based.
I like that
whatever.
they're like, you know what? She's thoughtful. She's not good at this, but she's thoughtful.
No, it's hideous, but it's with love.
I mean, I think as long as you do it with love, that's all that matters. Do you have a favorite Christmas tradition?
Yes. We make Zeppela. I don't know if you know, it's like Zeppelis, people call them. I don't know. But we call it Zeppela, and my Nona just passed in June, and that was like our favorite thing to do is make the Zeppelas with her. My mission this year is to come up with a plant-based Zeppela.
Oh, wow.
Yes. She would not like that.
What is
but Maybe I
like-
won't, actually.
you all collectively knew, like, let's wait till Nona's gone.
No.
And then we'll do the plant-based
To
Zeppela.
just really offend her.
Wait,
No, okay.
Well, how do you make a Zeppela? What is
Well, it's a big thing of dough, and
Yep.
you sort of you get the big thing of oil going on
Okay.
the stove, and then you drop different shapes into it, and you just fry the dough, and it's amazing. And you can sprinkle what's it called? Powdered sugar. and
Yes. Oh my
honey.
God. After Zeppela, I thought that word was going to be so much harder than powdered sugar. I was like, I definitely knew it was powdered sugar, but I'm like, it can't be powdered sugar. I thought it was like,
guys-
oh, Pakahora Laka. I mean,
I'm
like,
sorry. I just came from SNL rehearsal, you guys. Please forgive me.
by the way, I will tell you that is the thing I realized was different about being at SNL and after SNL. And it's not like this job isn't hard, but like the amount that I could not remember things when I was at SNL because I would just work that schedule. And by
Right.
the way, like as hard as it is to like write and be on that show, it's not as hard as hosting. So I totally
It
understand.
has
like,
to be as hard. It has to be just as hard.
no, hosting is so much harder because I've hosted once after I left, and I can tell you from experience, it is so much harder because
But it's fun.
it's so much fun.
It's so much
But
fun.
there's no time when you host, especially for somebody like you, because I'm sure they're using you in every sketch, and like there's no downtime.
It's wonderful.
Like I bet you haven't Googled anything all week.
I haven't.
Yeah, right?
It's been the best for that reason.
It's really bringing down your screen time hosting the show.
I know, it's very healthy.
That's fantastic. I want to ask you a lot of questions about Wicked.
Okay.
Will you stick around,
Yes,
please?
of course.
After this.
We must smoke her out. Force her to show herself.
Without the monkeys, I don't know how we're going to do that.
Her sister. Use her sister. Spread a rumor that her sister's in trouble. She'll fly to her side and you'll have her. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to lie down. I have a bit of a headache.
We're back with Ariana Grande. That was a clip from Wicked for Good. I certainly count myself as someone who is like very aware of your talents before these films came out. But you know, getting to watch you as an actress in a film like this has just been so special. Do you feel like it came around just at the right time?
I do. You know, it felt so creatively fulfilling. But, you know, the funniest thing about the clip that you just showed is, I'm sorry, I have to address it. You'll film a scene like that, and it's like you're emotionally completely empty, and you're a husk, and you're wet with tears, and you're a puddle in the closet, like, you know, whatever you are. And then some guy will come over the mic and say, and that's lunch. And that's like, it's just like, it's the funniest, most rewarding job in the world. And no, it really did come at the right time. I've never felt more creatively fulfilled by an experience in my life. But I think that's because of the role and what it required.
I mean, they obviously did such an exceptional job, not just with your casting, but with everyone else. It does
Yes.
seem like it was this perfect symphony of getting everything right. Did you know sort of early on how special it was going to be based on how you were all gelling?
Well, I think so. I mean, you know, I've loved Wicked my entire life, but it did feel really special. And I think that's thanks to John Chu, our incredible director. The environment just felt so warm and safe and incredible. And he's just so thoughtful. And he's so meticulous and specific about his vision for what it was going to be. And yet the most free and comfortable and like inviting of improv and playful. He was just the perfect leader. And yeah, he made it that way.
I've also, I've heard you say, I've read interviews where you talk about like the work you did to sort of like get into like who Glinda was as a child and sort of building like maybe a backstory that helped you with the performance. Was that a rewarding process for you?
Yes, it really helped me, especially with the bouncing back and forth. I just wanted to know her as well as I could so that I could track where certain things were coming from for her. Or like if something was really triggering for her or heartbreaking for her, I could know why and what the original wound was underneath, you know? I felt like that was helpful when it comes to the back and forth because we shot both films at the same time. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'd be doing this like larger than life physical comedy, sort of clownish, you know, not clownish, but clownish behavior, and then we'd be weeping in each other's arms on
Someone
Thursday,
come out
Friday,
with a
Saturday.
bullhorn and be like,
Yeah.
it's time to be sad.
Yes, yeah.
I want to ask because this is obviously films that are this successful generate an incredible amount of merchandise,
Oh,
and I'm sure
yeah.
there are people all over this country who will be unwrapping Wicked merchandise for the holidays and be very happy about it. Was there a particular piece of merch that you were most covetous of when you saw that it was available for purchase?
Well, first of all, my mom has everything.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
She
my mom
must
has
be like deeply in debt if she has everything.
No. She went a little too hard. And I was like, Mom, it's okay, Universal, they're gonna send it, it's okay. And she'd be like, no, I need like 30. And I was like, okay, perfect.
Right.
I thought a few of the things that were a little disturbing, like the pink and green, I hope this is okay to say, the pink and green, was it mac and cheese? That they
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that's disturbing, yeah.
That was when I knew, oh, this is big.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never
wow.
done anything where people have been like, we're gonna mac and cheese it.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yeah, wow.
I also want to ask a Cher this weekend
Yes.
as the musical guest on SNL. I mean, it's one of those things where when they post on social who the host and musical guests are, that's when I think a lot of people are like had a mini gasp when they saw it.
Yeah.
How did you know her before this week?
I met her moments ago. I just came from shooting the promos with her.
Oh my God.
And it was the most exciting thing.
You
to
almost
do.
never meet
Oh
people
my
right
gosh.
after they meet Cher.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but it was, I mean, she's just the one and only.
Yeah.
It was so spectacular, and she's just brilliant. I'm so excited. for
That's
People.
fantastic. We're so excited. And I will say a heartbreaking thing happened during the commercial break, which is our cue card guy, Wally.
Wally, I know.
Yeah.
I noticed it really. I was like, oh my gosh, when are you coming to SNL?
Yeah.
Right after this? Thank
Yeah.
God.
So here's the heartbreaking thing.
I'm sorry.
The heartbreaking thing was he came backstage and we were running the cue cards and I said, "Oh, Ariana," I'm like, "You know her? How do you like her?" He goes, "I love her and we're really close. She loves me too." And then Wally laughed. We're like, "No, you don't." And then literally at commercial break, you leapt out of your chair.
I tell you.
And so now Wally gets to lord that over us.
I was so excited.
It is
the best.
it's been so wonderful to have you here. Congrats on the films.
I'm leaving
You're
already?
just tremendous. You're leaving already. I'm
I
sorry,
know.
but Lauren insisted I get you back to SNL. I
I'm
would
just a
keep
big
you
fan.
here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for
so
having
much,
me.
you guys.
Thank you.
Ariana Grande. Wicked for Good is in theaters and IMAX now, and don't miss SNL this week with host Ariana Grande and musical guest Cher right here on NBC and streaming on Peacock. Stick around, be right back with Fran Drescher.